Welcome, friends. I'm Kathy from Looper Family Farms. Today we're going to talk about planting onions from seed. You want to start your onions 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost. Our last frost here in Middle Tennessee is anywhere from April 15th to April 25th. Planting onions is very easy, and to be honest, your onions are going to grow better and you're going to have bigger onions when you start them by seed. And it's very simple. We're going to go 3 different kinds that we got from M.I. Gardner. We're going to grow the Bianca, which is a white storage onion. We're going to grow Cipollini. And we're going to grow Crystal White Wax. This one really isn't a storage onion. This is for fresh use. But if you're like me and my husband, you go through a lot of onions during the garden season. You don't need all the fancy trays, expensive trays, or anything like that to start your onions. I got this seed starting mix on clearance at Walmart last year at the end of fall for $1 a bag. Let's just say I bought all 20 bags they had. We're just going to fill us up a little tray here. Put our seed mix in here, our soil in here. And you just want to fill your tray all the way up with a nice level layer of soil. And you want your soil, when you start your seeds, to be a loose soil, not a thick soil that has mulch, big mulch pieces in it. But let me just tell you from experience, if that's all you have, that's all you can afford, it's still going to grow. Might not grow as good, but it will still grow. And you just want your soil nice and flat like this right here. Then we're going to take our seeds, and we're just going to evenly spread them all across this layer of dirt. You can plant anywhere from 150 to 250 seeds per tray. And you're just going to sprinkle your onion seeds across your tray. And then you're going to mark your tray so that you don't forget, like I have done before, as to what kind you planted. And in this tray, we're actually going to be able to plant all 3 varieties that we have. Not going to lie, when I plant my onions, they're all going in the same bed anyway. They're not going to be scattered throughout the garden. We'll just mark them in our tray and go on with it. A lot of people get intimidated by gardening simply because you see influencers and people tell you, no, you can only do it this way, you can only do it that way, you're doing it wrong. I'm here to tell you, there's really no wrong way to garden. Just because it doesn't work for one person doesn't mean it won't work for you. I do things differently than a lot of people. I like trying new things. I mean, like I said, just because it doesn't work for them doesn't mean it won't work for you. Do I have failures? Yes. But I have an awful lot of successes too. And that's all part of gardening. You learn as you go. There's some things I've never been able to grow. But do I keep trying? Yep. One of these days I'm going to grow them. And you're probably going to laugh at me, but cabbage is one of the things I cannot grow. I try it every year, every spring, every fall. Have not ever accomplished it yet, but I haven't given up. I told my husband one time I might be 100 when I finally grow my first head of cabbage successfully, but I will keep trying. The only failure is not trying to start with. And that's all there is to planting your onions. You leave them sit. When they get about 4 or 5 inches tall, you can start trimming them back. You want to keep them trimmed back till they're about 3 inches tall until you go to plant them in the ground. You can cut them back as much as you want. It's not going to hurt them. And then when you plant them in the ground, plant them 10 inches apart. Do 3 rows in your garden bed. Most garden beds are 30 inches wide. But whatever works best for you. But you just plant them, and when it's time to plant, when these start coming up, I'll show you what they look like. When I go to trim them, I'll bring you along for that. And when we plant them, of course, I'll bring you along for that. Just keep them watered in. When they start coming up, put your grow light on them. And that's all there is to it.